take care of business. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Buckeyes will get us started with the opening kickoff. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Offense getting set for first down. He's going to run it. It's Tillman. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Alabama pushing the tempo. People like to say conference affiliation doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra. Look at that toughness just running through everybody. He's loose down the middle. Touchdown Tide. He ran through tackles like water through a sieve.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He'll step out of bounds at the 16 and leave his offense with a long field in front. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They're going to run it to the right. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. To throw, it's Sayin. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. It's complete. A huge pickup. Flying out to the left. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Bishop. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes that Alabama offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, David. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Open a drive like that, it opens a world of possibilities. First down from the 43. Looking for room, it's Tillman. Oh, what a move. At the 40, there he goes. The expressway is wide open. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. Running back searching for a hole. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26.
Man, offenses are getting really creative in the way they run their counter plays now. They pull different guys. They pull a guard. They pull a tackle. They pull a guard and a tackle. So really keeping the defenses off balance. You can't just key on wherever the tight end is. You got to realize they can show you one thing and come back with another.
Bully ball on third and short. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
Tide offense rolls onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The offense stays on the field. They just have inches to go on 4th down. Try to get it on the ground. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
That's not surprising. You're going for that every single time. 4th and inches in your opponent's territory. You're trying to get closer and closer to field goal range so you can pay this drive off by scoring points. Nice play call.
They'll throw it on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
Well, they execute the end route. And how about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. First and goal for the offense. They want to run this quarterback. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Alabama quickly back to the line. Looking to pass on second down. caught in the backfield. It's Tillman. And they get him, and they'll lose yardage on that completion.
It's now third and goal.
And now, after getting knocked back, they'll try it again, this time from the 5 on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. He caught it, and he will score! Touchdown, Bama!
One thing this team has shown earlier this year, it does not take them long to find their footing. They get off to fast starts. That was critical for them, winning their first game, and you've seen it here in this one too. They show up ready to go. There's no sleepwalking. I think you got to give this coaching staff a ton of credit for putting their players in good positions to have success.
From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Ohio State.
They'll run this play from the pistol. Quick pass on the jet motion. He's out past the 35. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Back to throw, it's Sayin. This one's complete. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand.
That's the end of the first quarter. For Alabama, 20, Ohio State, 7.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. The aerial assault continues. Finds his man down the middle. Slammed to the ground, but not before. Down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where.
He lets it fly. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there.
Great play by the defensive back, showing you his variety of skills. His ability to turn the hips, his speed running downfield, turning his head to locate the football and then swatting it away. You just can't do it better.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. A little screen to the running back. They get him on the ground at the third.
Pass on second.
Give him 15 yards on that chunk play, and they'll move the chains. The Buckeye aerial attack continues to be prolific. You feel as if they're on the verge of scoring on any snap.
And it's such a good blend between such great offensive talent year after year after year that you see go to the draft, but also great play calling, great play design. They've always got it working.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And really good job getting to the quarterback. That's priority number one, trying to get pressure on him. Get him to the ground is a bonus. They had 6 sacks in their last game. They got to keep building on that number if they want to keep stacking wins.
To the air, it's Sayin. Coming after it. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. And it is hardly a big surprise that this Alabama defense is hitting hard and making their presence felt in the backfield.
Yeah, it's what they built their brand on. They built it on physicality and stopping the run, and you've seen over the last several years, too. After they do that, they come after your quarterback, and they try to get that sucker on the ground. And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to put that push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Buckeyes will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice.
Makes the catch down the right side. And he breaks into the open. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Alabama!
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Roll that offense back out there. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. They'll run play action. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. When you see these Alabama linebackers demolish quarterbacks and wreck things in the backfield, you have to think of Derek Thomas in that 27-sack season in 1988.
27. That's insane to have that many sacks in a season, especially when they didn't throw the ball that much. But finding ways to get after quarterback. You've seen Alabama guys, they're built different, they're recruited differently, and they have a lot of success, and they get after quarterbacks.
He'll take a deep shot here. Fires it into traffic and is picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the freshman just showed those great ball skills and snatched it right out of the air.
Well, that's the danger about being in a third and long situation. You've got to push the football downfield. The defense is expecting it. So they've got guys in the back end with their eyes on the QB. They're able to make the interception. This offense is going to have to do a better job generating better plays early in drives moving forward.
Man, those are frustrating because you know you're supposed to catch that. You're supposed to secure it. It's going to happen, but it's just frustrating for those receivers. Just tap the chest. My bad, dog.
Wants to fire on second down. He puts some heat on that one down the middle. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. After making the interception, he sets up his offense by running it back to the 39.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside big. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion. So
throws toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Really nice timing on that throw by the quarterback. Took his steps, he pitched, he got rid of it quickly on the line, put it on his guy running straight down the field, and he's able to catch it in the end zone.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Liberty put one in the win column in convincing fashion. The Flames had zero issue moving the ball, and that defense held strong in key moments. Talk about a complete performance. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He turns that loose down the right side. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. On the move at the 30. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Alabama pushing the tempo. Quarterback checking the play. Wants to throw on first down. Grab behind the line. It's Tillman. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
this offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
Going up top on first down. He finds a soft spot in the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
That play was designed to go to the running back. They were hoping they were going to get man coverage. And one-on-one, that back is going to win that matchup every single time.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Steps away to find some room. A strike downfield. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, first and goal, a chance to tack on another one before halftime. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Now on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker is on for the extra point.
And the extra point is good. The lead is 19. They go 83 yards on the drive and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Pass on the way. It's picked off. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to him, and it forced the incompletion.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
Alabama.
One more snap coming before halftime. Looking to go up top on first down. He rifles one deep down the right side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say this guy's going to be getting a helmet sticker. That now his 2nd interception of the game. He has just been lights out here today.
This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Got room at the 35. All the way out to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 15. Alabama quickly back to the line. What a performance this guy is turning in. You know, Derrick Henry had a great 2,000-yard season, bunch of 150-yard games. This guy's looking like that right now.
And if you're comparing him to somebody like that, you know he's happy. And you know he's eating. So continue to feed him the rock. Let him do the rest. Having so much success on the ground, it's hard for me to say, hey, let's be balanced. No, give that guy the ball and let him use his balance.
Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Steps away. He'll pull it down. Crosses the 30. He's got to lay it. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
They get him on the ground. He picked up about 4 yards, and the ball spotted at the 10. They'll go right back to the run. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Alabama comes to the line with a 1st and goal. Pushes ahead. And they can't punch it in with a 1st down run, and the defense has one stop.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change. That was a good start.
And the defense stopped them again on 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
It's really hard when that quarterback gets outside the pocket because it cuts off half of the field. Once he starts to roll out, everybody starts to sprint to the other side of the field. You know you're not going to throw it across your body going to the right. Great job by the defense closing it off and making the interception.
And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The passing game continues to be prolific, and as much as Ohio State has been built on toughness, they've been built recently on the efficient passing game.
I mean, so many good quarterbacks, and you know you're going to get great play calling, great offense. The names change, but the production continues to be the same.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on 1st down. To the air, it's Sayin. Time to take a shot. He's got it inside the 25. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it, and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
He fires one deep over the middle. And he's got it inside the 35. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. Alabama pushing the tempo. Alabama may always be built on the run, but these days they elevate with a high-flying pass game.
And great coaches evolve, and we've seen the evolution of this Alabama offense over the last several years. And it's not just run, it's not just eat clock, it is be aggressive, attack, make big plays down the field.
That last completion sets him up on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires toward the end zone. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession obviously ends in an interception by this quarterback, and now you throw another one, in harm's way. You got to make sure you're throwing to the open guy. Make sure you're taking care of that football. We can't have any more turnovers.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on third and long. He'll just keep slinging it. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
Finally, the defense gets to the quarterback. I say finally because last week they had 6 sacks. They were harassing the QB so far today. Just their first sack. They got to continue to get more pressure on the quarterback.
They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. Unleashes one deep. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Going over the top. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I don't blame the quarterback for taking that shot either, man. He's hooked up with this guy twice today for scores. Give him another try. They just couldn't get on the same page on that.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
And these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and they just spread me out and make me defend so many things, and you can tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big first down.
Working the middle. And he's brought down after a nice game.
He's marked down at the 22.
First down to start the drive after the break. He's going to pass. They're trying to get to it. And the defense, got him at the 27.
And the defense just gets their 4th sack of the day. Guess what? This offensive line, they gave up 4 last week too. So you need some consistency up front. Make sure you protect that QB that can make those big plays for you.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
Oh, he loves to fire downfield. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. The give to the back. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
On 2nd down, looking to throw. Showing the arm strength to the left. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He'll take another shot here. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown tie.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
He's looking to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down. Back to throw, it's Sayin. Looking deep. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Here comes that Alabama offense. Give to the running back. Just enough there to get it to the 25 and pick up a 2.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Loses 1. Brings up 3rd down.
They come to the line, facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Afterburners coming.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive, regardless of what the score is, regardless of how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
Trying to punch it in. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. Alabama quickly back to the line. On 2nd and goal, they go right back to him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And the punishment has been extended. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. Caught inside the 20, chance for a good return. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Handoff to the single running back. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. Went to the running game on first down, now second down. Leaves it with the back. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Looking for a crease to the left. At midfield, he's got room. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
And he finally breaks one. They get rewarded. They've been trying to run the football, Palmer, but just haven't had success all day.
Yeah, and the staff never gave up on him, too, right? They kept giving him opportunities, and maybe that's the run that starts to open things up here later in this game for this guy.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll leave it with him. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like, they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment. Because today, oof, it was not a good day.
He'll come through on third downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you'll perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a